Welcome back to another episode. This time I'll be using the Salarian Engineer. Um, I'm specking mostly for Energy Drain and Incinerate. The idea would be to prime for tech bursts with an Energy Drain and then uh, detonate them with Incinerate. But in practice, the window of opportunity is very narrow, and if they're too far away, the time it takes for the Incinerate to travel will be a problem. But with a 3 meter radius on Energy Drain, you can actually prime it on a lot of enemies at the same time. Additionally, I can still detonate fiery bursts using Incinerate as my means of priming against against synthetic enemies and anybody that happens to have a lot of shields, so I can help lower the shields of an Atlas by priming it with Incinerate and then detonating it. If I get lucky though, I'll actually have a teammate in the party who can detonate them, and I'll just be able to prime while they detonate. The M5 Phalanx 1 is what I'm going to be using here. It's a rather nice weapon, actually. It's very precise, very lightweight. Still gives me the power bonus that I like to have. But let's get this one rolling. See how this goes. At the very least, I actually have a pretty good ability to just spam powers as a means of getting results. The Energy Drain is really good against shields, barriers, and synthetics, while the Incinerate is good to begin with, and I spec'd it for even more damage against armor. So if nothing else, I can just spam Energy Drain and Incinerate on targets and see how they like that. Though it appears this lobby might be a bit AFK. Either they just finished one. Oh, the hosting player left. Well, let's see who gets the new host. It might be me. I kind of like when I host. I think my connection is better than most people's, so it's a little less laggy for everyone in general. And because I think my connection is better than most, it tends to put me as the leader whenever the new host is selected. I'm looking forward to the Sorry Valkyrie too. This person's not playing the gun version, but what I'll be doing with that is using Annihilation Field to prime detonations and warp to explode them. I'll just be getting in the enemy's face all the time. It should be a fun build to play. But it looks like this guy is AFK, so I'm going to go ahead and leave the lobby and try again. See what happens. The infiltrators should be pretty fun too. But I'm not sure if any of you viewers have noticed, but basically what I've been doing so far is just going down the list. Started the top of the list to the bottom, left to right. As I unlock additional characters, I'm adding them to a list if I haven't gotten them yet. So once I run out of new characters to create videos for, I'll go back and fill in the ones that I got while I was making the series. But here we go. Oh, fuck. He unreadied. Come on, man. Just go. It's done in like 3 seconds and he unreadied. There we go. Let's get some of this done. Alright, so this is a hazard map. You can tell that this is the hazard map, even without pressing escape, because the ground is very reflective. So the hazard on this one is that it will rain, but it's acid rain. It'll deplete your shields or barriers. I don't believe it has any effect on health though, but you can see areas where the ground is dry compared to where it's wet. see if I can get this guy's head. And here I might be able to get the tech burst. There we go. You saw the real quick blue flash. I don't have any multipliers to my combo power, and so my combos on this aren't nearly as powerful as some of the other characters, but I can very quickly prime a lot of combos. You can see the radius on the Energy Drain is pretty significant, and I can prime combos on everybody that it hits all at once. Now you should be able to see the rain animation as well here. The rain will also affect the enemies that you're fighting. It doesn't just affect the players, which I appreciate. The hazard maps are just as hazardous to your opponents as they are to you. I like when rules are consistent. There's too many people facing this way. It's usually when you get flanked. I don't know if it's just happenstance, but it happens pretty often. If you get everybody facing in one direction, the enemy will almost always end up flanking you from the other one. Although I suspect that's mostly just because the game spawns enemies all over the place, and as a result, they happen to just be everywhere and moving toward the player, kind of in groups. Okay, I think we have an actual duo in here too, which would make sense for why he unreadied. If the host and one of the other players are talking to each other on comms and one of them wasn't ready, it's entirely possible that they were just waiting. And we'll get this moving. Yeah, god damn it. Abominations. Damn it. One of the other things to keep in mind is that the drone here will replenish people's shields intermittently. So even though we're out in the acid rain, you'll still get some shields from time to time from the drone. And Energy Drain also will grant shields when you use it. So between the two, I'm actually a good bit more durable when I'm paying attention. You know, these collectors. The way I have Incinerate set up, it's very specialized against armored targets, which is going to work out really well when they have things like Scions and Praetorians, because I'll be able to drain the barriers really effectively with the Energy Drain, and I'll be able to damage their armor really effectively with Incinerate. Speaking of Scion, see how much damage that actually did. Not a ton. is he not dead? Yeah, see, that was too much range for me to be able to detonate the energy drain. And that's what I mean by the window is very narrow with energy drain. That is too much range for me to be able to get the incinerate to the enemy on time. And the Battlefield 3 soldier actually, I believe he has Carnage. Carnage is one of the other really nice powers. It has a pretty short cooldown, and enough that it's spammable. It can get a pretty good radius, and it gives, I think it'll both prime and detonate fire explosions. And so you can use that as a part of a combo team, even on higher difficulties. Really, honestly, having one guy mashing concussive shot with upgraded force bonuses, and the other one mashing Carnage would work out pretty well. Oh, awesome. Oh, god damn. Of course I would get staggered right there. Because why wouldn't I? Alright. So let's hope... I really hate these escorts though. These are like the most annoying of the missions, I think. But I'm also just generally opposed to escort missions in games in general. Most of the time they're just not well done. And sometimes it almost feels like they just can't be well done. Like, because of the fucking scions, we can't be escorting the drone. And there's not really a whole lot we can do about it. Okay. Now those scions should still be alive, so I want to come around through the building here. See if I can't do something about them. Detonating several combos there. I'd still also like to see an entire team of max recharge warp spammers with the detonate thing. Because I believe if you hit something with a warp, I think it'll prime it, and other people can detonate it afterward. Which would be hilariously powerful. And the rain was actually going to kill that collector web, even if I didn't. And you can see the spell effects are desynced from the actual results. And again, I'm pretty sure you can chalk that up to latency, though I'm not entirely sure. The game doesn't allow you to see any information about it, so it's a bit hard to tell. I know there's also a level that it's actually kind of neat. In Mass Effect 2, at least, there is a level where your shields take a lot of damage for being in direct sunlight. And I don't know if this level applies at all, but there was a party member who has armor rather than shields. And his armor is just not affected by the same flaw. Which I thought was pretty neat. Looks like he was fighting an abomination though. Possessed abominations have the best death in the game, though, I think. I like that I was meleeing him and he just didn't take damage. That was nice. Also, a little side note, the Battlefield 3 soldier, who I'm currently pointed at, the reason he glows like that is because of the way the Battlefield 3 cover was designed. It had the main character glowing the same way, and so they included that in Mass Effect 3. It's kind of a cross-promotion thing. Sorry. That is annoying. It was a wonderful time to sneeze, huh? Oh shit, I am all sorts of dead. And I'm apparently out of metagel. And I don't think my team's gonna be able to clear these things out yet. So, that's cool. Murdered by a sneeze. Watch what the other characters are doing a little bit. The Alliance Infiltration Unit is applying Snap Freeze, which is a relatively short-range cone. I guess this guy's doing it too. But Snap Freeze, part of the problem with cryo explosions normally is that you can only apply them to enemies that don't have protection. Which means any enemy that you really want to detonate combos on, you can't with cryo normally. And Snap Freeze gets around that by just not caring. And you can get cryo explosions on everyone. And this is the Battlefield 3 soldier I was talking about. He's not like glowing or anything, it's just the color of his armor there. There's no like ambient effects. And this is the Alliance Infiltration Unit, which I'm not even sure what powers she has. I'll have to figure out how I want to play that character when I get around to it, but Snap Freeze looks promising. If I can Snap Freeze and detonate combos, we'll do that all day. And this other guy, I'm not even sure what his class is. Some kind of engineer, but that's about all I've got. There's my stupid body. And stupid legs. And I'm back alive. This should be one of the objective waves. Yeah. That was weird. What am I stuck on? Oh, I was stuck on him. Like I was saying, you should never stand directly behind someone. There's no good reason for it. Like in this, I can't even see far enough back to know that he was standing behind me. Yep, I definitely played that wrong. I didn't keep track of the timing on the Scion's shots, and so he was able to get me. Yeah, okay, he met a job. Alright, now should be extraction. Now the extraction on this map, you've got 2 minutes to get there, but the first minute it's raining. And the extraction point is out in the open, so you'll get rained on if you just rush to the extraction point. And so you want to wait. Like I said, the rain stops after a minute. So it's then that you want to actually make your way over. Although there are a lot of bad guys over there. So I'm going to provide some support. Alright, so it looks like it stopped raining. And that's not good. I am out of ops kits and out of meta-gel. So the real question is, how bad do I want this extract? And the answer is not bad enough to actually hit my intended target, apparently. And I'm down. There was nothing I could do there. But we did manage to complete Wave 10, and so it was overall kind of a success. Oh wow, those other two were still up, just nowhere near the extraction. That's awesome. And this guy got sync killed. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed and have a good one.